soaring up high, got no clue. How do I know what I mean to you? Yeah. Say it out loud, spill the truth. Tell me how I'm gonna get close to you. Yeah. High and low, in between, acting out, make a scene. Working on our body language, working on our body language. Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean everything to me. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me you're lost, feel so blue, leaving me on the spot so confused. Oh baby, tasting so sweet, acting so rude. Won't you tell me what I'm supposed to do? Yeah. High and low, in between, acting out, make a scene. Working on our body language, working on our body language. Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean everything to me. Let me love you on the inside.
Welcome back to another episode of Joy of Life. As you can see, we are here with Danika, and we are just getting ready to prep some vegetables, I believe, or some dough. I'm not really sure. She's about to prep some ingredients so that she can do some cooking. I am going to have her get in there. She does need to do some chatting with some clients. We're going to have her get busy on some working. As we know, she did give birth to twins in the last episode, so we do have our hands really full with a house full of kids. And so she is going to have to adjust to life as a mom of 3 now. And so life is going to be really, really difficult for them. They're going to be trying to juggle full-time jobs. Her, obviously, with her freelance chef career, and him with his military career, on top of having 3 little ones. We also have, I believe, Revuhh is aging up in this episode. He is going to be becoming a toddler. So that's going to be really, really exciting. But their life is drastically changed in the fact that they have had more children, and the fact that they had twins has really got them off kilter, and they're trying to kind of come up with some kind of a routine. Obviously, Danika is trying to progress her career. She's trying to really get her name out there. She really wants to make a success of her self-employment, and so she's really wanting to, succeed in that. But she's wondering now if she's going to be able to do that. She knows that she had a really, really tough time progressing, being that she was a mom of just Revuhh. And, it takes a lot of time and energy to take care of a child. And now she has 3, and she's wondering, is she going to have enough time to do this? Sure, she has, her husband, that he is obviously a great father, and, he helps out so tremendously. He really does. He really is one that steps in and really does help quite significantly. And we love that Finley is like that. But at the end of the day, it's just, is he going to be able to be around all the time? No, because he has a full-time career in the military field. And so when he goes to work, it really is left up to Danika to take care of these children. And she has the flexibility of her schedule in the sense that she's always at home, but she needs to be able to chat with clients and to do, her baking and things like that. And she's worried that, with having these 3 little ones, she's not going to have the time that she needs to be able to do that. She has that stand out front where she likes to bake things and sell on the side, and she hasn't had a chance to have time to do that. And that was bringing in extra income before, and now they don't have her doing that, and so they're not bringing in that extra income, and she's worried that they're really going to struggle. So she has chatted with the client. They do want her to make a pie, so she is currently in the process of making a pie. But as you can see, it does look like Candice is crying in there, and so we are going to have to get in there and take care of the little one. So after she makes this pie, she's going to have to get in there and take care of the baby. And so she's just like, I'm coming. She's thinking to herself, like, I've got to get this order ready. I know that I need to get in there and be a mom, and I need to take care of the baby, but like this pie isn't going to make itself. And so she's stressing out. Like, she's feeling really inspired because she's in here and she's in her element and she's baking and she's doing this job that she loves. But in the back of her mind, she's like, I feel like I'm being a neglectful mother and I'm not giving or devoting enough of my attention to my kids. And, you know, part of her feels like she's not good enough. And I think with parents, we all kind of feel like that at some point or another, like we're not good enough. We don't give enough to our children as we should, and that we're failing them in one way or another. And I feel like she kind of feels like she isn't putting her best foot forward. And Danika really struggles with that. She really struggles with, you know, is she juggling too much? And, you know, she wants to be the best mom that she can be. She wants to be that mom that succeeds in her business, but also is there for her kids and can make them baked goods for holidays, and she can, you know, lead them in the right path and make sure they're all well-rounded and all of those things. And she just feels like right now she's really outnumbered. And I know that, you know, as these children age, it's going to get a little bit easier for her because they're going to be a little bit more self-sufficient. But right now, while they're little, they really demand a lot of her time. And she's just not sure how she's going to be able to juggle everything. So we did make that pie. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it has met the qualifications of the client's orders. So I'm going to have her come in here to the kitchen and we're going to have her do a little bit more cooking or I guess I should say baking. And we're going to have her do some baking of a different pie and see if that meets the qualifications of the order, and then hopefully we'll be able to fill that order and complete that task for this job. So she's just in here making a different pie to see if that meets that order, and then we'll go ahead and we will deliver the pastry and get that all shipped off for this client so she can get some funds into the bank for the family. It does look like her husband is in there. He is just getting himself a little bit of rest. I do think that maybe he has to work in a little while, and so he's trying to get as much rest as he can before he has to go into his shift, because as we know, you know, he is the primary breadwinner of the family. Let's just be honest. Like, he makes more money than she does. She does bring in a significant amount of money with her freelance stuff, but hers is more sporadic. It's based on when she can have and find the time to be able to make orders. And his is more on an hourly basis, and he goes in, you know, every day on an hourly basis, whereas hers is kind of when she has the time to get a gig and make those orders. And so she's just going to go ahead and go deliver this order now, and we will get that filled up and get paid for this order, which is going to be fantastic. It looks like we have another little one crying, so Dad's going to go ahead and get up and come in here and take care of the little ones. He is on duty while Mom's away delivering her order. We're going to make sure that we can take care of these little ones, find out what it is that's bothering them. These babies cry so much. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know if they're hungry or if they need diaper changes or both, but having twins is hard because it's like one cries and it sets off the other one, and it's just a constant chorus of crying. And he's just like, okay, babies, okay, you know, please don't cry. So she's back home. She did complete that order. It went really well, and obviously we did make that money, and we got some nice referrals, which is going to be fantastic. Obviously, we love that she gets referrals, and it gives word of mouth, which is going to make that great for our company and for us to grow and get our name out there, which is obviously what Danika wants. She's going to go ahead and go get herself a little bit of rest. It looks like he's just cleaning up and picking up some diapers and throwing them away, which is fantastic because obviously there are diapers laying around everywhere. So he's just cleaning up a little bit, and then I'm going to have him probably take care of some of his needs. His needs are actually in pretty decent shape, but I just want to top them up a little bit. And so he's just going to clean up a little bit, and then maybe we'll get him to just check in on Revuhh and make sure Revuh's okay. It does look like Revuh's feeling a little bit hungry, and so we will have to get Danika up. She's going to have to come and give Revuhh a little bit of a breastfeed. So we'll come and we'll get him fed up and make sure that he is doing well. So she's just going to have to get him awake there so that she can give him a little bit of a feed. We don't want him starving because, that's one of the things of her feeling like she's constantly neglecting them. And so she's like, okay, Reva, it's time for you to wake up for your nightly feeding. And Reva's, of course, going to wake up crying because he is really, really hungry. So she's going to go ahead and come on in, give him his feed, and make sure that he's good and all squared away. And she is so shattered. Like, she's like, I can't find the time to get enough rest because, between trying to fill these orders and trying to take care of all of these babies, the nightly feedings, them crying in the middle of the night for diaper changes and feedings and keeping her up, like, it's just so much work. And she's thinking to herself, I'll be so glad when these babies finally get a little bit older and they can sleep through the night and things like that. And so she is, hoping that this does, kind of level out and she can get a little bit of balance in her life, because right now everything is just so hard on her. And as much as she loves them, and she really, really does, it's hard. Like, it is really hard having an infant and 2 newborn babies. And, she was definitely not expecting to have twins. And, she thought it was just going to be bad enough having 2 babies, but now having 3 in her house is a lot. Obviously you can tell she is really happy. She does feel really, really blessed. She loves her little family. She never saw herself as this family person, but she is settling into it really quite nicely, and she is overall thrilled about having the twins. She just is realizing that it's a lot harder than she thought it was going to be. Thankfully, she does have help in her husband, and they are working together as a wonderful team, which makes things so much easier for her. But as you can see, both of the babies here are crying, and she's trying to take care of them, and she's shattered, and she's starving, and she's just like, oh my God, it's just so much. It's just so much for her to deal with. She is hoping today, later on in today, that she is going to be able to go ahead and get out there and make a little bit of money on the side at her bakery stand. She's hoping that that extra pie that she made that she didn't sell to the client, that she'll be able to go ahead and sell that at her stand. So we're going to open up the bakery sale at the house here, and we are going to try to sell that pie out and see if we can make some extra money. She usually keeps those things in the house so that her husband can eat them, because as we know, he's a glutton. But she's like, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to actually put it in the stand and try to make a little bit of cash, because as she knows, the children are going to just get older, and with them getting older, they're going to have more expensive needs coming down the way. They're going to have to purchase new bedding for them and things for their room. And she's just like, yeah, I need to be able to provide for the children. And, to be completely honest, especially when they start getting, much older, she's like, I want to be able to save for them in case they want to go to college and things like that. So they're going to need funds. And so she wants to be able to provide the life for them that, she didn't really have. She didn't go to college. And she's like, if they want that for themselves, then I want to be able to provide that for them. And in order for her to do that, she has to make as much money as she can. So she wants to open up that bake sale, and she wants to try to obviously provide the best life for her children that she can. So as you can see, Finley's back up again. He is in here feeding the little ones. Danica's just getting herself a little bit of rest. He is super happy. He is thrilled that they have these children. He loves his life. He loves his children. He loves his wife. And he's like, I have the best life, and this is amazing that this, has turned out like this. He's going to go ahead and give Reva a little bit of a diaper change, because Reva has had himself a little bit of a nappy explosion here. And so he is just going to go ahead and change that for him, and we'll get him all squared away, which is going to be great. And then we're going to have to go in here and take care of the twins again, because they are screaming bloody murder. Looks like we might have ourselves a little bit of a dirty diaper on Olivia or Candy's. I'm not sure which one it is that's crying. So we are just going to send off Danica, because she needs some crab medicine. She does have lice medicine, crab lice, whatever it is. She has acquired that, and she's got some itching going on. So we're going to send her off to get some medication so that when she comes back, she can go ahead and take care of that. We don't want her obviously dealing with that problem. So we're going to send her away for some medication, and when she comes back, she can take care of that problem, and we'll get her all healthy again, which is going to be fantastic. Because, clearly that is contagious, and so we don't necessarily want her, passing that on or anything like that. So we're going to take care of that issue. It does look like Finley does have to go off to work in a little bit, in about an hour's time. So as we know, that does mean that Danika is going to be having to take care of all of these children all on her own. And she's thinking, okay, how am I going to run this bake sale and take care of the kids? How am I going to be able to do this, obviously, all on my own with Finley gone? Like, he's been here to help, and he's been a great helping hand to her. But now it's time for his shift at work, and so it's going to be all up to her. And I think she is a little bit nervous about that. She's thinking, how am I going to be able to pull this off? But she's hoping that it's going to go kind of smoothly, and that she's not going to hit any bumps in the road. The fact of the matter is that she probably will. But I mean, she'll be able to handle it, surely. I mean, it is what it is. And I mean, babies are gonna cry, and to be honest, sometimes you have to let babies cry it out. Obviously she's gonna need to take care of them when they need to be fed, but sometimes they cry just to cry, and you have to let them cry it out. They can't be held 24/7. So I'm going to go ahead and let her get herself a little bit of a bath here. We're going to use that medicine so that she can take care of that crab lice. And it says no more itching. Fantastic. We have cured her of that illness, which is wonderful. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start this bake sale when she's done with her bath, and we'll get her taking care of that. Obviously, he is going ahead and heading off to work here. The children are seemingly okay right now. The girls are awake, but they're not crying, thankfully. So she's like, I can go ahead and get a bake sale going since they're in a pretty decent mood. We're going to go ahead and name this Danika's Sweets Shop, and then we will open up the store for business. We've already placed the pie in the inventory here for it, and we will open it up and let her tend the table, and she'll get out here and she will make some sales, hopefully, and we'll be able to make us a little bit of money. So once she's finished with her bath, she'll get herself on out here, and we will make some money here. We are just going to mark the prices up probably about 100%. I do want us to make a bit of a profit. That's the whole point, is for us to make some money. So she is going to go ahead and mark those prices up, and that way we can make some good money here. And then we will hopefully do some pretty good sales. Obviously, we just have the one pie to sell. She hasn't made a whole lot of things. She's going to see kind of how this bake sale does before she starts making a whole plethora of things to sell here. She wants to know kind of how the turnout's going to be. Is she going to have pretty good base of customers that she can sell to? And if so, then she'll start making more things, and she'll do a little bit, more things to sell here at the table. But she kind of wants to know, like, what is her turnout going to be? And it's looking like she's going to have a pretty good turnout. She's got a pretty good crowd that has shown up here. And so she's doing her sales pitch, and she's thinking, this is actually going to go pretty well, I think. Like, we've got several people that have shown up. I've already made a couple of sales here, which is fantastic. And she's like, this actually might be a pretty decent location. Like, obviously they're in a new town. She doesn't really know anybody, and so she is, trying to make a new name for herself here in this new location. So, people could be wary of the fact that she's just selling things on the side of the street, but they're giving her a chance, and she's like, if things are going to go well here, then maybe I can make a name for myself here in this town, and maybe things will look up for me. So she's hoping things are going to go really, really well. I am just going to change her outfit here to something a little bit warmer because she is kind of getting a little bit hot. And we are going to let her continue on with this bake sale. She's really having a good turnout, and she's really pleased with how everything's going so far. Both of the twins are screaming bloody murder, so we are going to have to go in soon, and we're going to have to tend to them. But it does look like she sold out completely of the pie, so we're going to go ahead and end the bake sale and let her go in and take care of the twins. Her breasts are engorged currently. She needs to feed those babies something fierce before they explode. And of course, she opted to feed them with a bottle. Like, why would you do that when you need to breastfeed? I don't understand. But she did. She opted to feed them a bottle. Like, you need to be breastfeeding. What is your deal? Danika, I don't understand you at all. Feed your babies. Breastfeed your babies. She's like, no, you want a bottle? No, they don't want a bottle. Can you not breastfeed your babies? Because honestly, you really do need to breastfeed your babies. Maybe you can wake up Revuhh and you can breastfeed him. Because you desperately need to breastfeed. Like, desperately. So we have a friend here calling, and they're letting us know that they had a good time when they went out with one of their friends, which is fantastic news. We love that for them. And we are just loving on the twins here a little bit. I am going to have to get her to clean up a little bit. There are bottles and diapers all over the house, and we hate that. But it does look like Revuhh does need some attention, so we are going to just have her come in here and give Revuhh a little bit of attention. So we'll come in and we'll wake him up a little bit. And we are going to have to feed him and probably even change his diaper because it looks like he hasn't been tended to in quite some time. And it looks like our little friend came over. Oh, and she's helping us clean up. Okay, we love that for us. Thank you so much for the help, because honestly, like, we desperately needed it. With Finley not here at work, we are seriously struggling with all these little ones. I don't know why you keep feeding them bottles when you have perfectly good breastfeeding skills. Honestly, what is your malfunction? So anyway, she could go ahead and, grab herself another gig, but she is feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the children right now. And she's like, I don't really want to take another gig on right now while I am by myself with the kids. So instead, she's just going to deal with the babies, and she's feeling confident that she did well at the bake sale. So she's just going to take care of the kids instead, and she's not going to worry about the fact that she's not taking on another gig. She's not, in a position right now where she feels that she's comfortable to do that. So she is just taking care of little Revuhh. She did give him a little bit of a breastfeed, which is fantastic. We are going to go ahead and let her go to the bathroom and get herself maybe a little bit of rest. She is changing his outfit because, like I said, it's a heat wave right now. Everyone's feeling really miserable and really hot. Finley has come home from work finally, so that's fantastic. He'll be able to help us with all of the children, and probably he'll want to clean up around the house because he does not like a mess. I think that comes from his military background. He desperately, likes the cleanness of the house. He's constantly cleaning up. He's constantly picking up the diapers and the bottles and making sure things are tidy. He likes a tight ship. And so he's going to clean things up and make sure things are kept in tip-top shape. And so that's good that the house stays kind of in, a really neat way with him around. Danika is just getting herself some much needed rest. She's feeling really, really shattered, and she's finding that she's really sleep deprived and she's not getting the rest that she really needs. So she's taking every chance she can to get naps in. As you can see, tomorrow is Revuh's birthday, so we will be seeing him aging up into a toddler. We will be having Danika go ahead and make him a cake so that he can blow out his candles. So that's going to be fantastic. So we'll be obviously having her get into the kitchen at some point today, and she'll be making him that cake. Or tomorrow morning, I'm not really sure, but we will have a cake being made for him by her before this is all said and done. I am going to just go ahead and get Finley to come in and change Revuh's diaper, because it does look like Revuhh needs a diaper change. And so he's going to come in and handle up on Revuhh being changed here because Revuh's feeling a little bit dirty. And obviously, he's going to do anything he can to help. It looks like Finley could stand to use a bath himself. It's probably been a really long, hard day out on the military field doing what he does for his job, and it being a heat wave. And so he's feeling pretty sweaty and pretty grunge himself. So he is at some point going to need to get himself a little bit of a bath. And to be honest, he could probably stand for a little bit of rest himself. But once again, the little ones are crying and they need someone to take care of them. And he's like, it never ends. And it really never does with those girls. They are constantly feeding off one another's energy and crying and carrying on. So I will be so glad when they finally age up into infants and we don't have to listen to them cry anymore. I'm hoping that they get good traits when they age up into infants and we will see them be a little bit calmer. I know that when they age up into infants, it's going to be a bit of a handful having 2 infants at the same time, but it is what it is. So she's up, and we are just going to have her go ahead and take care of some of her needs here. She's already in here going to the washroom, and we are going to have him go ahead and get himself a little bit of a bath here. And I don't know, I think maybe that at some point he's probably thinking, you know, I should probably give Reva a bath. It's been a while since Reva has had a bath, and Reva could probably stand to use a bath. Danica's just grabbing herself a little bit of a bite to eat. And then I am going to have her go ahead and just take care of herself here. The children are still crying. Still. But, like, that's all they do. These girls, that's all they do is cry. But Finley was like, I needed a minute to myself. So he's decided to come on in here and play in the tub for a bit. All right, maybe Danika can go in there and take care of the girls because honestly they are in desperate need of someone coming and taking care of them. She's like, no, I don't think so. Not today. She's decided to go out for a little bit of a jog. Okay, well, you go take a jog and we'll let Finley take care of the girls, I guess. She's like, he's been gone all day long and I've been taking care of the kids all day long, so he can take care of them while I go out for a little bit of some mental health time for a little bit of a jog. So Finley's on baby duty. He is starting to get a little bit hungry. We know that he is a glutton and he does not like to miss his meals. So we are going to have to get him in there and let him get something to eat soon, because he doesn't do well when he gets hangry. And if we don't let him eat soon, he will get hangry. So we're going to let him just take care of the little ones here, and then he will go ahead and go get himself a bite to eat. It does look like he's needing to check in on Reva, but there's no point in that because Reva is asleep. So we're just going to leave Reva be. Okay, let's not go mess with Reva. Oh my gosh, this baby just shit herself. Like, it never ends. I swear to goodness. All right, Danika, you need to hurry up with your jog and get home and help this gentleman take care of these children because this is just too much. She's like, I'm home. I'm just having a meal. Okay, well, come in and take care of your kids and let him eat something too because he's feeling pretty hungry. And, you know, it is what it is. You guys have to share these duties. So she's going to come in and help take care of the kids, I hope. Nope, he's like, I've got it. Don't worry about it. I'm on the job. I've got this under control. I'm just going to change this baby's diaper and then I'm going to take care of myself because he now needs to use the bathroom and eat something and he's exhausted. And she's just like, I'm going to go watch a little bit of television. Everything's perfectly fine. Okay, Danika, you're acting a little bit spoiled. Just a little. So she's going to come in and just talk to the girls because she's like, I missed you while I was out on my run. Or you could just let them get some sleep and, you know, you could go get some sleep. That would be really great. She's like, let me clean up a little bit. All right. He's getting himself some food, which is all we really care about. We definitely wanted Finley to get something to eat. And then we'll have him go ahead and use the washroom and get himself into bed. Everyone's going to need to turn in for the night. It is starting to get pretty late. So let's get her cleaning up here and then she can go to bed too. Why are you waking up Reva? She's like, I need to make sure Reva needs to be fed and I need to feed him and then I'll head off to bed. Okay, fine. You feed Reva and then head off to bed. That'll be fine. Oh, she's like, let me give him a bath. Okay, you woke him up to bathe him. I mean, really. Everybody loves that. So she's giving Reva a bath. We love that. Oh, he didn't go to the washroom. You should probably go to the washroom before you pee yourself, Finley, and then you can get back into bed. He's like, why did you wake him up at this hour to give him a bath? And she's like, well, because I just felt like he needed a bath. It's been a long, hot day, and I felt like it would make him feel really nice to have a nice bath and just clean him up and get some of the grime off of him, and then I'll just put him back to bed. And he's like, okay, honey, are you coming to bed? And she's like, yeah, I'm coming to bed too. Okay. He's like, well, go put him to bed. And she's like, here, do you want to tell him goodnight? And he's like, yeah. She's like, okay, I'm going to go check on the girls, and you put him to bed, and then we can go to bed together. And he's like, okay, that sounds good. So she's checking on the girls, making sure they're okay, and then we're all going to turn in for the evening. Honestly, it has been an extremely long day. She is feeling like this day is never going to end. And to be completely honest, I'm feeling like this day is never going to end. Tomorrow, as we know, is Revuh's birthday. We will have her get up in the morning and make a cake for Revuh. And then we will be celebrating Revuh's birthday and him becoming a toddler, which is going to be fantastic. She's like, oh, this diaper. Okay, well, clean up the diaper and then go your ass to bed. Danika, please. Let's get everyone to bed. Why are you so sad, Revuh? Just go to sleep. It's time for sleepies. All right, so everyone's going to get them some shut-eye, and I will see you in the morning. Okay, well, Danika is up. It's not quite morning, but the children are screaming bloody murder again. I know that's really a shocker to you guys, but here we are. And we are just going to check on them, and then we'll let her go back to bed. She's just taking care of the little ones. It looks like Revuh is pretty upset. So she's going to go ahead and give Revuh a little bit of a feed here, it looks like, and make sure that he's good to go. It looks like he's feeling pretty hungry. So she's just going to breastfeed him. And, oh, these little girls, and they're crying. I don't even know. Finley's like, okay, well, she's dealing with Revuh. I guess I might as well go in and check on the girls. Please do, because honestly, I don't even know what is going on with these children. At this point, I just don't know. Oh, the baby was hungry too. Okay, great. All right, so everybody's getting fed, and then everybody's going to go back to bed. Danika is shattered. Like, just shattered. Go back to bed here. Get yourself a little bit of sleep, Danika. I think you desperately need a little bit of rest. And she's like, okay, baby, I know that you're going to cry. Can you just get yourself a little bit of sleep for the night? Let mommy get a little bit of rest. And then I promise you everything's going to be okay. All right, wonderful. Go get some sleep, and then we will see you in the morning. And he's like, I need to clean up. This place is a disaster. Poor Finley. He can't stand it. He really just can't. All right, so he's going to clean up a little bit. Danika's getting some shut-eye. The girls and Revuh are getting a little bit of shut-eye, which is fantastic. Everyone's going to get some sleep, and then I will see you in the morning. Okay, so Danika's up. She is just going to go in here and check on the girls. They are not happy. So it looks like Finley and her both are just going to tag team these girls because they are both in pretty upset shape. We are going to go ahead and make sure both of the girls have been taken care of. We're going to give them whatever it is that they need here, feedings and diaper changes and a bit of a rock, and make sure that they are both happy. And then I'm going to send Danika into the kitchen. We're going to go ahead and get her working on making that cake for Revuh. It does look like Finley does have to go to work again today, so he is going to be heading to work within the hour, and she is going to deal with Revuh's birthday party, so dealing with obviously making his cake, and then she's going to help him age up, which is going to be fantastic. So I am just going to go ahead and get the cake ready to go. So she's going to come in here when she's done with her bath, and she will bake that cake for him, and we'll get it all squared away so that we can go ahead and get him aged up into a toddler, because it is his birthday today, which is fantastic. I can't wait to see what he looks like when he ages up to a toddler. These babies are crying again. Like, honestly, are these babies going to let you bake this cake or not? And she's like, this is what I'm talking about. How am I supposed to run a company when I can't even get a minute to breathe? All right, let me get in here to the kitchen and bake this cake for Revuh. All right, so she's going to go in here. We're going to get her to bake this cake. So she's whipping up this cake for him, And she's really, really excited because, you know, he's getting older, and she's thinking, now I'm going to get a little bit more of a break because he's getting a little bit older, and that's going to be fantastic. And so we have whipped up this beautiful cake. We are just going to go ahead and add some birthday candles to the cake. And it does look like she needs to go ahead and go to the washroom as well as get herself something to eat here. She is like, oh my God, I'm desperate for a wee. But she's cleaning up bottles and diapers, because that is the way it goes in this house. You constantly have to clean up everything. So we put candles on the cake here, which is fantastic. She's going to go ahead and use the washroom and get herself a bite to eat. And then once she's done eating, we will go ahead and we will age up little Revuhh, and we will see him age up into a toddler, which is going to be super cute. I can't wait to see him age up, see what he's going to look like, and then we'll be giving him his makeover. And then we'll be closing down this episode for the next one. Did she eat? Yes, she did. Okay, so she's going to go in here and grab Revuhh up. Revuhh is not happy. Revuh's dirty. Like, he has on a dirty diaper, and he's probably hungry, if we're being honest. But she's like, it's fine. It's fine. We're not even taking time to clean you up and do all that because you're aging up. And so she's like, let's blow out our candles. Look how cute he is. Happy birthday, Revuhh. And so we are going to go ahead and see him age up now. Revuhh has aged up. He's gotten the independent trait. Okay, I freaking love that. And we are going to go ahead and we are going to hop into cast with Revuhh, and we're going to give Revuhh his makeover. So let's go ahead and hop into cast with him now. And we will see what he looks like as a toddler.
You say you don't wanna get in trouble, that you're doing fine cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure, you just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right. Don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be. I see you hesitating while you're waiting, like somebody's gonna give it to you. You gotta chase it, gotta believe it. You gotta go get it for yourself. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of.
Okay, so we are back in the game, and that is our little Revuhh all made up. He is super cute. He's going to go ahead and have himself a little piece of cake here. And as you can see, Danika is thrilled that he has aged up to a toddler. She's loving life. She's feeling really playful right now. She's going to go ahead and go on in here onto the computer. And we are going to go ahead and close this episode off. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, and we will see the family in the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of Joy of Life, where we are going to be seeing our twins age up to infants, which is going to be super, super exciting and super welcomed. And I will see you guys in the next one. But until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. So, bye, Ravens.